How to be fearless. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, I want you to watch the entire video. If you like the video, comment, like, subscribe at the end of the video. But first, watch the entire video. Okay, today we're going to be talking about how to be fearless. All right, now there's a lot of guys out there, you want to learn how to be fearless. To you, being fearless is being alpha. It's the next step in you becoming a stronger man. Well, today I'm going to be breaking down a few techniques and steps that I think you need to take to get you closer to being fearless. Because when you're fearless, a lot comes with that. Success is one of them. Confidence is another, all right? If you plan on being successful, being confident, and getting all the women and being this top level, high value man, fearless is something you need to be. First, when it comes to fearless, you must first study the things that you fear. Like for instance, I fear failure. So I have a tendency to overwork myself. All right. I consider myself an overachiever. It's just that throughout my life, I've always been fearless. I've always went into businesses. And if I failed, I always looked at it as a challenge that I have to get back up and keep going. Every time I get knocked down, I get back up and keep going. One of my biggest fearless things that I had to face was the stock market. I lost money for about 4 years in a row before I made money. But every time I lost, I kept going back, studying more stock market videos, reading more stock market books. Why? I was still running other businesses, but I knew I wanted to be a day trader in the stock market. So I had to continue to work at it, get knocked down, and get back up. That was my fear. My fear was failure. That's something that a lot of guys out there have to develop, is that fear of failure, because that's something that will cause you to work hard. It's when you want to be successful so bad that you fear that you're going to fail, you outwork yourself. All right. So you need to find out what are your inner fears? What are you scared of? What's causing you to be scared of that you're scared of? So start studying everything that you fear. Next, take notice of fearless people. Like, you have to understand, just because a person may have an attitude doesn't mean that they're a fearless person. A person that's fearless sometimes have a soft demeanor about them, but a lot of confidence. They're not too loud. They don't speak too much. Remember, the louder a person is, the weaker they are at heart. So you got to start watching fearless people that are around you. A fearless person is someone that's going to do something that they want to do and don't care what the masses thinks of them. Or they may do something that the masses is afraid to do, right? This is why you have a small percentage of successful people versus a high percentage of people that are broke. It's because in order for you to get somewhere, you have to be fearless. It's just that successful people study other successful people to develop their mindset, their fearless mindset on how they got to where they had to get to. You may not need to study a successful person. And you may know somebody, see somebody that you know, like every time something happens, this person don't bend, fold, or break. Start studying that person and then start taking on the traits, watching their traits and start studying their traits. Next, start to subscribe to fearless people on the internet. A lot of guys in the manosphere may not be able to teach you how to be fearless. They may only know how to teach you about women. So now you have to change the algorithm of what you're putting in your brain every day. So you have to start researching more people on the internet that you consider fearless. So you can subscribe to them and you can start throwing fearless people into your algorithm. So you're constantly studying fearless people, watching fearless people, watching videos like this that's teaching you how to be fearless. You have to change the algorithms of your life by starting to research it. Once it starts to change, then it'll consume your brain. Remember, most of you are bots. You have to tell the computer how you want to think. and then the computer will keep sending it to your phone. You want to be rich? Just keep researching how to get rich. The computer keeps sending it to your phone. Once you watch enough of it, it's kind of like you become brainwashed to it. So you need to become brainwashed to fearless people. Next, find someone you can talk to. Because in order for you to be fearless, you got to be used to speaking your mind. You got to be used to saying things what you want to say. That's something about people that may be arrogant or alpha male. When they speak, they don't care what anyone thinks about them. You got to get to that point. You can't be ignorant. There's a difference between being confident, brutally honest, and assertive with what you're saying than just being ignorant. Like, a lot of people be ignorant, but then they'll just say, oh, I'm just keeping it real. Okay, that's not being brutally honest about things. You know what I'm saying? Being brutally honest means that you're never like just gonna make a situation feel comfortable by telling someone a lie. You feel what I'm saying? That's what you have to learn. So in order to get past that, you must find somebody that you can talk to, because you have to get used to talking. You have to get used to not holding things in and get used to just getting it off your shoulders. You have to realize people that know how to talk and get things off their mind and relate it to people don't have that much stress in their life. People that don't know how to communicate with people go through the most stress in life because you hold the most in. So first, you must find someone that you can talk to, that you can communicate to, and get used to talking and getting things off your mind. A fearless person doesn't hold on to too many thoughts, because in order for them to be fearless, they got to have enough brain space, emotional space to think for the future. Next, put yourself in position to struggle. I'm going to tell you right now, it's all works in a chain. It's a chain of events that happens. You must do something you don't think you can do. If you fat, tell yourself, I'm going to lose 5 pounds this week. If you have a problem with being behind the camera, tell yourself, I'm going to record 5 videos this week. I'm going to write an article this week. You must do something that you don't think you can do, because you have to start doing little goals. You have to start challenging yourself in little ways in order for it to overall build your confidence up and build your personality up. You must be used to accomplishing a lot of goals and achieving them, so your brain gets used to achievement. A lot of people in life, they just keep failing over and over again their whole life, and they never get ahead because it becomes part of their neurological system. They never went against the grain and taught themselves how to be a winner because they tried to do something too big too fast. Start off with little bitty goals. Accomplishing little bitty goals and letting the goal get bigger and bigger and bigger starts to build your confidence up. All right? Start off with your appearance. Start off with your hair, start off with that. Why? Because that's the first insecurity to a person when they look in the mirror. You want to be fearless? You got to be able to look at your flaws that you have right now and be willing to go against the grain to fix them. In a lot of cases, people don't want to fix their flaws because it requires a lot of work. It's a struggle. So guess what? You learn to get through that struggle, and then you see you got over it. It was only you holding you back. That gives you confidence for the next goal. The more confident things you do over and over again, eventually it turns into fearless. Last but not least, you got to make an impact. All right? You got to start changing yourself from the physical to the mental. Remember, you start getting in the gym, eating healthy. We always say that. Well, guess what? For you at the beginning phase of being fearless, you got to try to become a good person. So you may have to get in the gym, do a little diet, do a little this just to get you started. But you may not have to do it every day. No one's telling you to be a bodybuilder. But you got to start making some changes in your life that builds up confidence. Because one thing about being fearless, you got to be confident that you always gonna win whenever you don't even think you're gonna win. And that's being fearless. When you're ready to take on the world and not know if you're gonna win or not, but you believe you're gonna do it. That's fearless. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you was able to get the message. comment, like, subscribe. Hasta la